Welcome once again. I am Comrade Chidi James. Yeah. Let's head straight. What I want to talk about is this 10th Assembly. 10th Assembly, the National Assembly, both the senators and House of Assembly members. Yeah. It has never been this bad. It has never. There has been so many issues rocking this 10th Assembly. From the case of introduction of colonial national anthem, indirectly bringing back the colonial masters, to the issue of multi-billion naira SUV that none of the oppositions kicked against. What of the ranches? They replaced our national anthem with "On Your Mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate." They, because I can't use we shall, they shall stand. On your mandate, replacing our national anthem with "On Your Mandate we shall stand."
I welcome you and I thank you for listening to us. Welcome to the National Assembly. We now invite our distinguished president, a man of focus, a man who loves the National Assembly, the one that will support you to support your constituents, to now present the 2025 budget. On your mandate, we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate, we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate, we shall stand. Thank you very much.
Is certain that is being watched from within and outside Nigerians. Your conscience never told you that there are Nigerians who are watching what you are doing, that there are also other parliamentarians from other parts of the world who are observing what you are doing. This is actually making mockery of the Nigerian people on the international scene. So many to talk about. Watch.
You asked Mr. Ramaphosa to sit down first. I'm standing. No, when a point of order is called, Speaker, the Speaker must sit down. You can't have two speakers standing at the same time. Please follow the procedure.
Honorable Malema.
I'm rising on Joint Rules 14S. And we can't both stand, Speaker.
I will order the President to sit down if I feel it is necessary for him to do so.
That's not how it works.
The video clip you just watched is a minor drama that happened between Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, and Julius Malema, the parliamentarian. On the day he came to visit the parliament to brief the parliament on the state of the nation. Yes, in other climes, a president comes to the house prepared, but in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. Unlike what happened in the Senate, the day the president of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu, the day he came to present the 2025 budget.
I hereby present the 2025 budget to the joint section of the 11th National Assembly. 10th? I wrote 11. Which means you are all re-elected.
I beg your pardon, sir. Which assembly?
The 11th National Assembly.
Did I hear you well? Which assembly?
Of the 11th National Assembly.
None of these senators tried to remind President Ahmed Tinubu that the House of Assembly is not for content creation. If this were to have happened in other climes, somebody will recall him and tell him that this assembly is not for content creation, as it is for serious business, and people are paid millions for this representation. The budget was read for 11th assembly that the elections has not been conducted for, though he said he has conducted the election for them and returned them ahead for 2027 assembly. President Tinubu said he wrote the budget and he intentionally wrote 11th assembly, and they all started clapping. The reason being that all of them has been returned elected by him, the president. He has returned elected all our senators on his own accord. The point is that it was a joke taken too far, and international communities are watching. Now let me come to where I was going. During Buhari's regime, at least, it was bad, but yet we saw that the opposition were standing their ground. At least the opposition was able to say, nay, no problem. Even if they don't carry the day, it doesn't matter. The opposition at least should have their say. The minorities must at least have their say. Yes, the majorities must have their way at the end of the day. That is what a democracy entails. But it matters that the voice of the opposition is heard. In a case where impunity is employed, like what happened in the case of Natasha, where Senator Godswill Akpabio was even hearing the voices, where he was counting that the voices of the people in favor were more, and he still used the lesser voices to decide the case. If it happens like that, I was surprised that those senators whose voices were louder, they never created any scene, they never staged the walkout to show disenchantment with what happened. That is what a robust opposition should look like. I will show you something here.
Honorable Speaker, I think we are, as honorable members, violating the joint rules of this House by allowing Mr. Ramaphosa to speak here, because he has taken this parliament to court. And by taking this parliament to court, he has passed a motion of no confidence on this parliament. And he can't have his cake and still eat it, because until the court has resolved on the dispute between us as parliament and him, he's got no leg to stand before us as a legitimate body to address us. And therefore, I ask that the speaker should actually declare this meeting closed, because he had no right even to convene us to come here. How can he convene the people that he has taken to court? And in that court, Speaker, you are the first respondent. Effectively, he has taken you to court. And that if he wins this case, it means that this body has acted unlawfully against him. We have a matter with him before court, and the right thing to do will be that we should allow the court to make a ruling before we can interface in the manner we're doing, because the president has declared a motion of no confidence against his own parliament, something that has never happened.
Thank you.
President Mbeki can confirm that since 1994 we have seen this mess with what is before us now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Malema. I said this session is convened in terms of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, read together with Rule 7. And this has been called in order to discuss one item, in fact, not a discussion, for the President to provide us with his program of action of government, and therefore he will be allowed to proceed and deliver the State of the Nation address. This session has not been convened to discuss any other matter other than the one which I have just stipulated. Allow us, Honorable Malema, to allow the President to present his State of the Nation address. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Malema. I also would not want us to have a dialogue, Honorable members. Yes.
With due respect, Honorable Speaker, you cannot say that this event is called only to perform one item only. If that was the case, the joint rules were not going to allow the point of orders. Though the founders of this parliament knew that there might be a necessity, even when we are convened in this manner, for members of parliament to raise issues that are damaging the image of this institution. And I've raised that matter, and I would like you to consider it and not just dismiss it on the basis that we are here to listen to one item only. The rules were not going to provide for point of orders if we are only subjected to listen to one item. And therefore, I think the Speaker is out of order in that regard.
Thank you very much, Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema and honorable members, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, stopping the President from addressing the House. In terms of Section 34, everyone, any one of us here has a right to access the courts of the Republic of South Africa. I now, please, honorable members, invite the President to deliver the state of... It is in our interest for us to listen to the State of the Nation address, honorable members. Honorable Shivambo, Honorable Malema, Honorable Mente, Honorable Mawutwe, Honorable Dlamini, Honorable Ndlozi. I don't need to be assisted to chair, please. Let me deal with my mess right now. It's mine. Leave me to deal with it. Honorables, the ones I've just called now, you can leave the House. Now. Sergeant and arms, leave the House. Point of order. And stop screaming at us. Lower that hand. Orupume, thank you. I now suspend the proceedings.
Did you see that? They pretend to be leaving the House, then invade the podium. Wow.
Security services, you may intervene. Security services of the Republic of South Africa, you now come into the chamber and remove the members. The business is suspended for the next 10 minutes. Honorable members,
Oh, and they have some placards written, "No to high unemployment and corruption is too high," meaning they are protesting against high level of unemployment and corruption, among other things.
It happened somewhere in South Africa. That is what democracy should look like. That is what an assembly should look like. That is what the parliament should be. Other climes, things are actually done the way they should be. But under this 10th assembly, it is, in fact, this is the worst we are seeing. Where the Senate president already told Nigerians that anything that comes to his table from the office of the president is, in fact, that he will approve of it. he will approve. He never told us that whether that the House will vote and approve. He said he will approve of it. You tell me we can get good governance from this way? What is the duty of these assemblies? Their oversight function is to checkmate the excess of the executive and the other arms of government. Here, there is nothing like checkmate. Zero checkmate. Zero checkmate. Okay, under this 10th assembly, there has been so many issues rocking this 10th assembly. From the case of introduction of a colonial national anthem, indirectly bringing back the colonial masters, to the issue of multi-billion naira SUV that none of the oppositions kicked against. What of the ranches bill? If the senators or the assembly members from the north are actually okay with this, what about the senators from the south? What about the assembly members from the south? I know very well that due to insecurity situation in the country at the moment, the people you represent will not be in 100% agreement with this. So many issues have rocked this particular 10th assembly that is making Nigerians to get disenchanted. To you a situation. It happened one time when Ramaphosa came to the house to brief them of state of the nation. And Julius Malema was standing and talking. He ordered the president to sit down because he, a parliamentarian, was talking. And according to their rule, two people shouldn't be standing. You can't be hearing the two of them. So he ordered the president to sit down.
You asked Mr. Ramaphosa to sit down first. I'm standing. No, when a point of order is called, Speaker, the Speaker must sit down. You can't have two speakers standing at the same time. Please follow the procedure.
Honorable Malema.
I'm rising on Joint Rules 14S. And we can't both stand, Speaker.
I will order the president to sit down if I feel it is necessary for him to do so.
That's not how it went.
Chairperson of the House acted like Akpabio. You remember during the end hunger protest in Nigeria that Nigerian security operatives shot at peaceful protesters, live bullets. Many people lost their lives. Many people were arrested and detained unjustly for as long as 90 days, even children. Same scenario happened in South Africa. And when the president came to address the parliamentarians, the assembly, an opposition member, again Julius Malema, he accused the president of killing his people. He called the president a murderer on the floor of the assembly. Again, the chairperson actually tried to silence the voice. He gave Malema the opportunity to retract that statement, and Malema said, I will never. Ramaphosa, you are a murderer. Instead, I will retract that statement. You better take me to jail. But my people has heard that you are the one killing them. Can this ever happen in Nigeria? Can this? No opposition? Where are you, opposition? Can this ever happen? Nigerians were killed, and until today, no member of the House of Assembly or Senate has acknowledged that Nigerians died and should be at least given 1 minute of silence for sacrificing their lives for the ineptitude of this administration. Now watch the video here. Now watch it.
The instruction to you is withdraw the statement.
I won't do that. I'm sorry, I won't do that.
I will ask you again, Honorable Malema, withdraw that statement.
I maintain the ANC government killed people in Marikana.
You leave me no choice but to ask you to leave the
No
house.
problem.
Thank you.
Wow, and he leaves.
People in Marikana.
Honorable Malema, will you please withdraw the remarks that Honorable Ramaphosa was engaged in the conspiracy to commit murder and that he is a murderer.
Cyril is a murderer, and Cyril participated in the conspiracy to murder workers.
A point of order, Chair.
Honorable I will come to your point of order. Honorable Malema, in other words, I ask you to withdraw. You reiterate what you said. And in this August House, you repeat that Honorable Deputy President Ramaphosa is a murderer. Are you going to withdraw, Honorable Malema?
Cyril Ramaphosa is a murderer and participated in the conspiracy to kill the workers in
So
Marikana.
you are not prepared to withdraw?
You can take me to jail for that. Cyril has got blood of innocent
Honorable
people.
Malema, thank you very much. Honorable,
That. I will never apologize to Cyril. Cyril must rot in jail. He's a murderer. He killed our
Honorable
people.
Malema, I
And if you are
asked
going to use this parliament to
Honorable
protect murderers,
Malema.
I'm not going to agree to that. So why do you switch off my mic if you want me to speak?
I don't want you to speak. I asked
But
you
why
to do
did you
one
ask
thing.
me to stand up? Why did you ask me to stand up?
Because I asked you to
But
withdraw.
switch on the mic.
No, I'm not going to do
So I'm
that.
not listening to you also. You don't
Honorable
want to listen
Malema,
to
will
me.
you please leave the house?
I'm not leaving.
Will you please
I'm not
leave
leaving.
the house?
I'm not leaving.
Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema.
Call those people to come and remove
Honorable
me.
Malema.
Those bouncers you have
I'm not
hired
there.
to come and kill us here. In the same way you kill
Honorable
people in
Malema.
Marikana. Call them.
Will
I'm
you
not going
please-
anywhere.
Will you please
I'm not
leave
going
the-
anywhere. I'm not leaving.
Honorable members, I have been informed by the Sergeant at Arms that Honorable Malema will not leave the house.
The procedure of the parliament is the sergeant at arms will request you to leave the house peacefully. If you refuse to leave, the sergeant at arms informs the speaker, who calls the parliamentary protective services to remove the person.
Now, Honorable Malema, I have given you an opportunity to comply with the directive of the chair as assisted by the Sergeant at Arms. As this conduct is now interfering with the ability of the House to conduct its business, I now call upon the Parliamentary Protective Services to assist the Sergeant of Arms to remove the member from the chamber so that House can proceed with its business.
Yes, that is the opposition leader, Julius Malema. It doesn't matter whether he had his say or he had his way. What matters is that your voice is heard. Everybody knows your stand. These things tend to put or try to put proper checks and balances on governance. It puts the president on his toes, also the assembly members on their toes, because you cannot be vibrant and expect attacks not to come, especially when you commit blunders. This is what they look at South Africa. Yes, Nigerians will probably, but Nigerians are relocating to South Africa in their numbers. Sorry to say this, 10th Assembly, I actually don't understand. In fact, I repeat, this is the worst. In fact, under Buhari, that we were complaining that there was no oversight, the opposition was actually gradually dying. But the PDP, the major oppositioners at that time, once staged the walkout when they presented the bill for impeachment of the president. The then Senate president, handled it the way he handled it, and they staged the walkout. Even if the majority have their way, the minority should have their say. People who Nigerians appoint or elect to represent them. Failure. And yet you people receive billions of naira for doing this job. All that is daring is just racketeering for juicy positions in the Senate, in the House of Assembly, all this, all that. Primary responsibilities thrown to the gutter. As an opposition, you are not in to fight, but it is important that it balances government activities. This checks also the unproductive policies of government, because the ruling party might actually intend to manipulate things to go their way, but the activities of the opposition also assist and helps in checkmating the excesses of the ruling party. Where there is no opposition, democracy is dead. That is why you are seeing lots of abuse of power under this 10th Assembly. Look at what a Senate president is doing, being a judge in his own case. I am not actually saying what Natasha, in the case between Natasha and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. I am not by this means saying what Natasha said is right or wrong, but it is important that fair hearing is granted the woman. All we are seeing was silencing. All attempts were just made to silence her. No medium no medium for fair hearing. Anyway, I crave on the indulgence of Nigerians. 2027 is another opportunity. We must strive at all costs to elect the best of us to lead the rest of us.